back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. I'm Big B. So we got the 51-inch TFL Ariane out here in the Ironclad workshop. Okay, I got the Bulgarian cat over there, and we're actually working on removing the motors. I've already got the ESCs out. Gotta take the servo out. Gotta take all the servo linkages out. We're gonna pull these Arnesons off. We're gonna fill all these holes. Okay, we're going to run a stinger and center mounted rudder, possibly some trim tabs. But yeah, we got to fill these two big giant holes and all these smaller holes. Okay, gonna use some carbon fiber to do the project, and we're gonna make it ironclad. Okay, we may actually end up pulling the turn fins so we can actually just like paint the transom of the boat black, right, so it don't look so out of place with all the repair work. I could probably get it to blend in. I mean, because really we're going to be putting a stinger base up here, right, and we could probably get it to blend in without painting the transom. We'll see. We'll try to match it up best we can. Let's go. So I got both of the motors out, got the servo out. Now I gotta take my pretty blocks that I made for this pull cable system out. Those things are pretty, boy. Okay, so let's get this thing completely disassembled. So I got the boat stripped out, servo, everything's out of it, right? Everything. We need to fill these holes, right? So a lot of you guys are just gonna be like, put a plug in it, right? Cut a plug, epoxy the plug in, boom, done, right? But you can't really do it like that, you know? You can't really do it like that. There's actually a right ways and there's wrong ways to do it. We're going to try to do it the right way, you know? Because these are some big holes. They need to be filled correctly, right? So I'm going to eventually take these turn fin brackets off so we can actually lay us out a big piece of carbon fiber in the transom. Okay, so right now we actually need to prep the surface, prep all of it. Actually, there was silicone on here. I got it off with a green pad, so we need to drill these holes out larger, right? Get all that silicone off. We're gonna need to feather these all out, feather these out, and basically what we're gonna do, I got a piece of old sheetrock that fell down, so just pretend this is the transom. Okay, this is the hole, right? So what we need to do is feather inside and outside. We need to feather all this off so that we have like a nice prepped rough area to epoxy to, right? And then what we'll do is we'll tape one side off. We'll start with one little piece that barely goes over the two points. And then we'll put us a little bit bigger piece in. And then we'll put us a little bit bigger piece in. And then a little bit bigger piece until we have the whole area, the whole hole filled. So we'll basically probably grind it out to here, right? So it's actually the next day, and I got this feathered out. Okay, I told you it's going to look worse before it got better, right? So I got all my holes like drilled. I just used a drill with like a oh, I don't have the bit right here in front of me, something like this, but it's a little bit more pointy, you know, like a stone. Okay, inside and out, right? Inside and out. I actually decided to go ahead and take these fins off, right? We'll go ahead and take the fins off here so we can reinforce the whole transom right now. You know, go ahead and reinforce the whole transom, right? These swivels right here come in handy. If you don't have a flex driver, get you a swivel, 1/4 inch socket with a swivel head, you know. You might have to buy it separately because they typically don't come in these kits right here, you know. Get you like a swivel. I have one of each size. Right. put it here or wherever, but definitely comes in handy working on boats. So I don't want to actually, I don't want to fill these in. If we fill them in, it's okay. We'll just re-drill them, but I'm gonna go ahead and tape them up just in case, right? Just in case. Okay, so now, good thing the inside of that's carbon Kevlar, right? Oy vey. I need to get that air compressor going. Okay, so what I'm thinking, hopefully this will work. Let's see. Oh, let's see if this is gonna work. Actually, you know what? Well, let's see if this works. So I'm gonna take this foam. Yeah, okay. So I got me some foam up there, right? Okay. First, we need to actually make us a template of this transom. Real quick, rough template. Let me go grab some template paper. So I got some paper here. It can actually be a little bit bigger than the actual transom. Kind of want it to roll over the edge a little bit, right? Ooh, I probably need to move them damn props out the way. Yeah, check this out. Does anybody need one of these? It's the nose for an outboard motor. Nose cone. Come on, I had one on my bass boat. Huge improvement in fuel and speed with one of those nose cones. All right. I also got one of these puppies. Y'all ever used a hot foot in your boat? I got about, I guess about 10 hours on it. Don't even hardly have any scratches on it, man. Cause I run my boats barefoot. I got all the hardware and everything for it, man. Sold my boat and I took this off, and I bought two of these when I bought the one for my boat. I bought two of them because they're actually, well, they used to be hard to find. I don't know how hard they are to find anymore. Probably not so hard, but this was actually the very first prop I ever modified. Ever. See the trailing edge on this prop right here? Can you see the cupping on it? You see that? This was for a different boat. Very first prop I modified. You can see the damn... You can see where I had it on. I used this piece of railroad tie right here, and I beat it with that. All this is storage back behind this tarp. We're just going to cut out our template here. Cut it out just a little bit bigger so it'll wrap around the top. Okay, and we're actually going to trace this out on a piece. I need to move these props so I can hit my boat. Okay. Got a couple big projects on the bench, huh? Let's see how much of this I got left. boat set up. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that. I got the light on it. I might need a little more light. All right, let's get this wiped down. I've already sanded it. Hey, buddy. Hey. What you doing, boy? I love this dog. I love this dog. You ain't got to bend over to pet him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to bend over to pet him. It's a Great Dane. What you doing, Doppler? What you doing, boy? You the shop dog today? Huh? Lolo's not out here. So I got my boat stood up here. Got it, like, pressed into a piece of foam there. I see you, buddy. I see you. All right, Daddy's working. Okay, so we got it wiped down with alcohol. I've already kind of sanded it. This is carbon Kevlar. If you sand into carbon Kevlar, it like wrinkles and tathers the fibers, right? So you don't really want to. I learned the hard way, really, doing other parts of this build, right? So hopefully you guys can see. I may need to get a light in here, but I got my transom cut out. I mean, I could have just really just put one little piece right here over these, but I figured I'd go ahead and do the whole back while I'm in there, right? So I need to get some of this VENOM carbon mixed up. My red Solo cup, and I busted it up. All right, I'll cut back in. Probably just kind of fast forward through this, right? I'm gonna spread. It's cold out here. Probably should put the heater on. But I think we'll be all right. Just gonna lay this epoxy out real good. Try to get it kind of pushed down into some of the holes that need to be filled, right? And we'll work it in. Let's check it out. Let's check it out here. It's the next day. I had a heat lamp on this transom overnight. It snowed. It snowed. So let's see what it looks like. Man, this tape is not wanting to peel off good. What is the deal? So it actually turned out pretty good, if you ask me. I mean, it did. Pretty solid, you know. That carbon fiber gives us a good base to work off of. So now I'll probably fire up the old air compressor, and I'm just gonna lightly sand this, you know, get it roughed up, because it's cured out epoxy. You gotta rough it up, clean it up before you bond to it, you know. So like that inner circle right there, we're just going to kind of like try to match it up to the rest, right? I'm really considering using some fiberglass chopped up mat here, you know. Fiberglass chopped mat, you could actually kind of tear it like this, right? Kind of trim it up to the circle you need. It's stronger than wove mat. And what you do is you just kind of incrementally step the size up. So you'd put a small piece in, a little bit bigger piece, a little bit bigger piece. So I got my fiberglass. I got a couple carbon fiber pieces cut out. I got some epoxy here. I actually put some just a little bit of Cabosil in it. I thickened it up just a hair. All right, just a little bit. And we're gonna work this, okay? I've already wiped it down one time. I'll wipe it down again just to be safe. I want this to get the best possible bond, right? I really don't have to hurry up or nothing. This this epoxy is gonna set up slow in this cooler weather. I got me a little heater here, or at least I got some fire going, at least, right? So I'll tape this off. Okay. Like so. I'm gonna get this epoxy set down in all the nooks and crannies on this repair area, right? So we're gonna really get it in all the cracks, all those little holes from mounting the Arneson, right? We want to get those full. Most important part with epoxy is to I might bring this in when I'm done. I might take it inside, you know. Yeah, I think because it's in the 70s in my house, you know what I mean. Well, high 70s, 80. Yeah, we'll probably take it in. Don't really want to get too much epoxy on there. You don't get your strength from the epoxy, you get it from the cloth. I'm gonna dab up a little bit of that. Kind of went crazy there. I know I need gloves on, but I'm not gonna be. I'm not touching the epoxy. I barely get any epoxy on my fingers, you guys. If you're doing this, I kind of recommend gloves, but I really don't freaking get epoxy on my hands. I really don't. I do want to make sure these darn little holes right here are filled, because we don't want any voids in our layup, right? I cut these two right here, like perfect size for the hole. Okay, and then we'll lay on top of this, right? It's like the perfect size of that hole, right? Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm using my neck mount. So now we just soak up the epoxy, wet out this fiberglass. Just give it a second. It don't soak it up like a sponge. It takes a minute. Yeah, I used this carbon fiber. I went ahead and did it. Screw it. Probably don't even need this piece right here. Oh, I'm kind of not, I don't know which way to go here. I think I made all these for nothing. Let's do carbon fiber. I think I cut all those out for nothing, boys. God hates a coward, right? Oh boy. That ain't big enough. We'll sand all this down. Carbon fiber sands pretty good. And yes, my fingers are not wet with epoxy. I guess they are. I guess they are. Jake, you're calling me? You're going to have to wait, Poppy. You're going to have to wait. I'm busy, Poppy. Sorry, Poppy. Kind of looks terrible, but it's ironclad, boy. It's ironclad. Cannot find my roller. I got a roller out here somewhere for this. I don't know what the hell I did with it, you guys. Been looking for them for a while. It's a whole set. Never even used the damn things. We used to use the rollers a lot in the boatyard on the big boats. But I never really seen the freaking... You can't really use them on these little boats. There's not enough room, you know. Everything's small. And the roller would be perfect for this because it's a flat area. You can get to it. I know what y'all are thinking. It looks terrible, right? It'll turn out good, trust me. Just move it around so that you get like a nice flat profile. It's okay that you put more in there, you know, because you'll sand it down flat with the rest of it, right? It's okay. Now, let's see if we... Man, I mixed up a lot of epoxy. Might as well start that tip fill on that B57. So this is something I should have done on the inside when I inlaid the transom. Remember we had the tape out here? I should have took a wire and went into each hole, right? And made sure each hole was perfectly filled with epoxy. No air bubbles. So if I would have done that, all my holes would have turned out nice, like this, you know? So I didn't. So I'm remembering to do it now. Because just dipping epoxy in the hole, it'll fill it, but you might have a little void in there. So just make sure you don't have any voids. All this is going to get sanded over, so I'm not too worried about it being overfilled, right? More worried about it being underfilled and having to go through and fill it once we do our sand. So I think I got it. These two pieces right here are this one's perfect. This one's a little bit too big. I'm just going to leave it on there and we'll sand it to shape. That looks good. Okay. So I just wiped my whole boat down, made sure it was free from epoxy. Hey. This boat right here has been through the damn ringer, boys. It really has. I got my reptile heat lamp out. It gets warm. It gets warm. I mean, when it's sitting on this hole about this far away, it gets pretty warm. It's I guess should be perfect for what we're using it for, right? So we're gonna turn this off. I'm going inside. Looks all right. Looks good. I think that's gonna do it, you guys. I think that's gonna do it. I want to say this right here. I feel it's like it's losing freaking epoxy, but I don't feel nothing wet on the inside. I was thinking maybe it had a hole and it was leaking, but maybe not. So, man, I wasted a bunch of damn epoxy. I know that. Let me get a little drop back on here. Alright, we're good to go. We're good to go. Not bad, boys. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, so we're about to sand it all flat. I know it looks rough, you guys. I know. And yeah, I could have freaking matched up the freaking weave and all that, but who cares? Who freaking cares, right? It's gonna get painted. Like I said, it's pretty simple, man. And it's solid, boy. Oh, it's solid. It's freaking solid. Where's a... Give me a dang on hammer, boy. Give me a damn hammer. Play the damn drums on that bad boy. Come on, son. Yeah, boy. Are you kidding me? Did I drip any epoxy in here? There's gotta be a freaking hole in this one. That one right there. You see that? So basically, I took a flap wheel on some of that high stuff, you know, that I just knocked it down real gently with this flap disc. Then I took some 80 grit, just plain paper, and I used this to kind of feather in around my repair area to meet up to the hole, right? I used that around the outside. And then I would take a sanding board, a couple of different sanding boards. This is oak, so it don't bend, right? And I just kind of went across the whole transom with my sanding board. I got a 2 or 3 little low spots that I need to fill. So I'm kind of considering going over this with epoxy. You know, I could just fill those with filler and then paint it. Once I hit it with filler, there's no going back, right? We'll have to paint. I was thinking about hitting it with some thickened epoxy, right? Go over the whole transom, get a nice thick coat of epoxy back here. So it was actually the next day. I just finished up block sanding. We did that skim coat, that very last skim coat you guys seen me do with the credit card, right? It was thickened epoxy, Cabasil thickened epoxy. Just did a skim coat on the whole transom. Boom. That filled in all the little low spots, right? And I basically block sanded it with 80 grit, and then I went up to 120, a 220. Once I hit 400, I wet sanded it, right? So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to wet sand it one more time. I'm going to wet sand it one more time with a 1000 grit. Okay, get it real smooth. Knock off any of the sandpaper scratches. And then what we're going to do in another video, or I'll just show you guys the finished product later on, wet sand it with 1000, compound it, and then just wax it with some wax. Wax the shit out of it. Once I wax it, it'll basically look just like this, right? It'll pretty much match the bottom. It might not be quite as shiny as the top side, but we're gonna fill this whole transom up with hardware, right? 2 trim tabs, turn fin, some big stingers, a 6-inch Speedmaster rudder, and you really won't see a whole lot of this. I know we'll see these. These might actually get covered up with the trim tabs, and we may see a little remnant of the patch here, right? It's actually pretty solid, you guys. It's pretty solid. I'm actually up in the air, and I think I've actually made my mind up. I think I am going to go ahead and cut another transom out of this 2-ounce carbon fiber. So we'll basically have a 4-layer thick transom, all said and done. So it's carbon fiber, carbon Kevlar. We did the 1 carbon fiber inside, so that's 3. And then another carbon fiber will make it 4 thick, because like I said, we'll have that big Speedmaster rudder, a couple big ass stingers, big trim tabs, and it'll be beefed up. I could actually use the extra weight in the back of this boat, right? I could use the extra weight. I got the motors a little forward to where I really want to put them. those Arnesons and the way I set it up for the Arnesons, it kind of threw me off for this particular setup. So I could use the weight in the back. I think we're gonna actually have to take this damn servo mount out and come up with a way to mount our servo for that Speedmaster rudder, right? So yeah, we'll be working on this one. We'll work on that Bulgarian B57. And it's kind of nice that I got these two boats going on out here at the same time, because you know, you do a little bit, you epoxy something, you got to hurry up for it to wait, like hurry up and wait for it to dry, right? So once I epoxy something on that one, I can work on this one, do some epoxy work. By the time this one's done, I can jump over to that one and basically kind of build two boats simultaneously, right? That one's not as involved, basically just bolting up some hardware, running some stingers, and stuffing tubes. This one, it's a full build. We haven't even started yet. So yep, we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully this helps you out. It was a long video, I know, but I really wanted to show you guys how to fill out those big holes, because it's you know, you crash your boat, you got a gaping hole in a fiberglass boat, you do it the same way. Fiberglass hull, carbon fiber hull, you do it the same way. You know, fiberglass or carbon fiber, it works the same, right? So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Big B, Ironclad RC.